So what is sage? Well, if you've watched any of my videos over the past 8 months, you will have seen it and heard me talk about it so many times. It smells amazing. And indigenous cultures have used it as an antibacterial. They've used it as an air purifier. And specifically for me, that I have found the most benefit from is that it's an energetic cleanser. It's a way to reduce anxiety. It reduces this sense of heaviness and weight in a space where someone has either been angry or something has happened. So an energetic imprint has been left behind and it's no longer serving you. And maybe it never served anyone, but no one knew how to get rid of it. And so in this video, I'm going to show you how to use sage and how to cleanse yourself and your environment in a way that will actually release you from those experiences and feelings. And of course, you need to do it in a very safe and mindful way, making sure that you don't burn your house down and that you don't cause any more problems, because the whole point is to clear out negative energy or bring in positive energy or both. I hope you check it out. Hi, and welcome back. It's December 16th, 2025. We're in my office. This is probably the 20th attempt at creating a video here. And early days when I started making these videos last April, I pointed out how much easier it is for me to make videos out in nature. I don't have the energetic disruptions that I have when I'm at home. And as much as I love my space and it's so cozy and it is conducive to really focusing in, it's also incredibly challenging to navigate the energy that is within this space. And there's always residual energy in the spaces that you are in, whether it be your own experiences and energy or someone else's that have left it behind. And so many times people discount or maybe don't even have the awareness that energy continues to exist past and beyond the physical limitations of what we would see as an energetic being. Energy is felt and experienced. It is not seen with your eyes in the same way that you would project a different visual or have the experience of connecting with someone. And so I've been questioning this house. And just like that, I was cut off. Notice that? I'm questioning this house. I'm questioning the energy that is within this space. And there is a lot of energy within my space, and I cleanse this house daily. I sage this house. I energetically put my being and my intentions in every corner of this house that I have renovated. I make sure that I am open and paying attention and receiving signs and signals that are being given to me so that I may resolve them, so that I may move through them, so that I can support the energy to also move itself through and on. Because trapped energy is the cause of illness in the body. Do you see how the light just changed as I said that? Fascinating. So it causes illness in the body, which has been researched and documented. It causes physical and emotional changes in the sense that you could be very happy and experience an energy which will flip that for you. And you will feel this weight. For me, it just is like someone throws a weighted blanket over you. And then it pulls on you and it pulls you down from your chest, feeling very heavy and suffocating, like your lungs are being squished and you can't get air. And the light changes again. And so what does this mean then? When we experience this energy in a space that is either supporting you, or it's trying to tell you something, or possibly it's warning you, or maybe it's just a really dense, heavy energy of frustration, anger, resentment, something that's sitting and has not found its way out. What do you do with that? Once you have the awareness of a space and the way that the energy is actually either circulating or it's stagnant, well, you have to cleanse your house. You have to cleanse your space. You have to make sure that your energy field and your aura is also cleansed, that you are grounded, that you fully have an awareness of what energy and frequency you are emitting. Because you potentially could be contributing to that dense heaviness. And we all have those experiences, but where's your baseline? Is your baseline always dense and heavy and negative? Cleanse your space, cleanse yourself. If you've never smudged before, it's an indigenous cultural ritual that they perform and engage in to cleanse the energy away and off of their spirit. So try something like that. The way that I sage, I was gifted probably 25 years ago with this eagle feather from an Indigenous elder. And these are often used with sage in a bowl or some kind of receptacle that is obviously flame proof. And you gently burn the sage. So let's just do that. So I basically I light it. I let it catch. And look at that, my light went out. Big surprise, surprise. And as the smoke is rising, you use it to cleanse all the negative energy off of your physical and spiritual body. Indigenous peoples have different practices, and it's culturally specific for the area that they're in, or whether or not that they use sage. Here in Kamloops, we have an abundance, as I said, of sage. And so the Secwepemc people, from my experience and learning, and I am no expert because this is not my culture, but I have found this to be incredibly beneficial. It has actually saved me so many times from different weights of energy that I cannot shake, from energetic spirits, from experiences, and especially in my space. And so what I will do is I will smudge. And you always want to clear the space first. You want to make sure that there's airflow, because what you're releasing, you don't want it to be stagnant. You don't want it to be stuck and staying in your space. You want it to be able to move through and be released. And so setting intentions, some people use prayer, some people will use mantras. It's individual. It's an individual choice and purposeful for what you are trying to do. It isn't just burn some sage and walk away. It's the intention that you attach to what you are doing with everything. And so as you smudge away the energy and the weight of experiences and moving it off, and connecting to the spiritual world and your ancestors so that they may help and guide you even more than they always are doing, but to step in and support you in this experience that you're having and with the intentions that you're setting. And another way that I also use sage is I put it on the top of a candle. And because of course candles are meant to be burned, and I'll only put a tiny bit, and I light it, and I let it kind of just do its thing in different spaces where I want the sage to continue burning. If I have someone coming into my space that I know is going to be heavy, or if there's going to be an experience, or I'm calling something in that I want to work with, I want to make sure that we never go too low in the vibration and frequency, that we want to maintain it at a manageable level. And to cleanse my house, I will use this same shell, which is not from this local area because we aren't near an ocean, right? It's just me using this as a lovely vessel for my sage. What I would do is, again, light my sage, and then with really clear intention, my windows open to release. There's different ways to actually cleanse out the negative spirits in your home. And again, please go and look at traditional Indigenous cultural practices, because they're the experts. I am literally just using what I have learned and what has worked for me. So in no way, once you light your sage, you want to take it and start at your front door. And if you're trying to bring in positive energy, go clockwise. And if you're trying to banish negative energy and you want it to leave, you go counterclockwise. And what you also want to do is to make sure, take your lighter with you, because oftentimes it will completely extinguish itself. And my experience has been the heavier the energy, the more dense that it is, the more often it will go out. And you have to relight it, continue with your intention or your prayer, and you move through the corners of your house, wafting it into the spaces where it may not be reaching, and continue with your intention or your prayer. And as you move through the space, either bringing in or moving out this energy, you are staying very focused and clear that this is your space and that you are the one, the soul, who is in charge of ensuring it to be a very balanced and safe space to be. A positive environment, a healthy environment. And so try it out. If you have access to sage or cedar is really lovely. Sweetgrass is also amazing. There's also Palo Santo, which is a wood that you can get, little tiny pieces. Make sure that you know where you're getting them from, because that also matters. Is how it is produced matters. It's how it's collected matters, because there's an energetic imprint on everything that we consume, digest, use, rely on. And that will either enhance or corrupt the experience. So try it out. Try it out. To balance your space and your energy, and especially with any kind of heavy feeling that you are having or experiencing that's very negative, or you're feeling incredibly anxious, sad, any kind of emotional imbalance, use it as a tool. And thank the Indigenous people for offering this as an opportunity for us to get back in balance with nature. Try it out. All right, so after you sage your house and you have released or called in the energy that you are working with, then make sure that you close your door, setting intention of what is permitted to continue in your home, in your space, within yourself, and to stay mindful of that. Maintain that awareness of your own energy and frequency, and also choose wisely who you invite into your space and who you don't. Because it matters far more than you likely ever have thought of. All right, I'm calling it. With all of these lighting shifts and the computer shutting off and me having saged this house, saged myself, having set clear intentions, there obviously is something else that is saying, okay, enough's enough. Let's take a break. We are now shifting into something else. So I hope that some of what I have shared today was helpful. If you wouldn't mind liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing would be fantastic. It helps me to really center in on who's watching my videos and to know how I can facilitate more learning, whether or not it needs to be slower paced, like beginner stages, or more advanced. And I actually feel like it's more advanced because I think that the people who are watching these videos are fully awakened. They're conscious. And it shut off right then. So until next time, everyone, stay safe, stay connected, be patient, and we'll see you really soon. Bye.